Hey, what's up, Don? What's going on?
What's going on?
All right, so I got Don Scott here. You're an artist, you're a designer,
Yes.
you got the Don Nation brand, you got Scott by Don Scott. Tell us a little bit about both of the brands that you have.
So Donation brand, aka DNTN brand, is a brand that I created when I was in my youth. So about I don't know, 20 years ago, 19 years ago, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And I just always aspired to like make clothes that I wanted to wear because I wanted to be fly, but I couldn't afford all these luxury brands these kids wear these days. So I created my own. Plus, I was an artist, and at the time, there was no way of there was like no value of artwork and paintings. So I then put my artwork on T-shirts, basically. So fashion became my canvas.
Wow. And I see that you've had a couple collabs with Asics. You got your stuff in Foot Locker. How did you turn a passion of yours into like, your job? How did that start?
Just it basically was just consistency, networking, word of mouth, working with different stylists, and just building up a buzz locally first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then getting that recognition. I mean, back in the early 2000s, I worked with a styling firm where we did a lot of video wardrobe placements. Um, so that kind of helped establish the name and like the style, you know. And then from there, uh, and even in those days, I did a lot of like custom 101 type pieces. So people knew that, hey, he's the guy. If we want something like extra, you know, extra custom just to wear to this like event, we're gonna go to him. We're gonna put this made to order, custom order in, and we're gonna have this customized denim jacket or this customized like uh camo jacket, things of that nature. Um, and that's kind of like what set it apart from just a t-shirt brand or a t-shirt printer. You know what I mean?
Right. So we have like people who are aspiring to be designers or artists, and they're like, okay, should I go to school first for it? What are the steps to becoming a designer? Because it's not like something that you could just jump into. So you said that you did a lot of work for like a fashion firm and stuff like that. But what was just something that you had to do first to say, hey, I'm on the path to becoming a designer?
I definitely tested out multiple processes of printing and applications on garments. I kind of stay in my lane. I'm not like a I'm not a traditional fashion designer. I've always kind of been in this streetwear umbrella, which back in the day it was called urban wear.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've stayed with t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, denim jackets, varsity jackets, kind of in that lane because that's just what we wore, right?
Right.
So I want my garments to reflect something that I'm going to wear, what my peers are going to wear. Um, Checking out all of the different applications from silk screen to sublimation print to now you can get direct to garment printing. Working with different dyes, custom dyeing your fabrics, different silhouettes and cuts to different garments. Like the silhouette, how it lays on your body, like all of that stuff really comes into play for building an identity to your brand, building an aesthetic to your brand so that you stand out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, in today's society, we call it brand DNA. Like, what is the DNA? DNA? What is the makeup of your brand? What does your brand look like, or what do you think? What do people think about when you say your brand or when they see it? Like, what pieces stick out that say, "Oh no, that's definitely a DNTN piece right there," or what is, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
something that is just yours.
Don, I was looking at one of your shirts, and this is how like I was like, yo, this dude is dope. Who is this? I saw one of your shirts and it's like, I think it says, I sold clothes out the trunk of my car, or something like that. I sold my clothes out of my trunk. And it's so authentic. It shows the hustle and bustle. Like, how do you think when you're like, when you have an idea? Like, tell me your creative process.
So usually, I don't get much sleep, right? So I get these. I'm a creative. I get all these crazy ideas, and sometimes I wake up 2, 3 times a night, and I'm just scrolling timelines, or I'm just scrolling on, you know, Google. I'm just like searching a bunch of different stuff. I love information. I love to read up on things. I love inspiration. I love scrapbooking. Like if you looked in my phone at my camera roll, it's just like a bunch of things of inspiration. It can be anything from footwear, it can be interior decorations, it could be other artwork, it could be landscapes, it could be prints, it can be flowers arrangements. It can be anything that inspires me by color, concept, or sometimes it's just words. People follow these like affirmation pages where they have like these inspiring words. But I also, it needs to talk my language into my people, right?
Mm.
So where I came with out for, so good thing you mentioned that shirt. So that shirt is one of the, that is the acronym for the Scott brand. So the Scott brand is my newest label. It's only been around for 2 years now. I sell it in small capsules. Like I do small drops here and there. We usually do pop-ups and things like that. I mean, right now because of COVID, can't do that too much. So
Yeah.
there's been some type of online presence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Scott, but the acronym for Scott, which is my last name, that's what spells out "so close out the trunk," right?
Right.
So anybody who was a loyal fan and customer that remember from when I first started the DNTN brand, the Donation brand, 20 something years ago, they remember me going out to like the parkside basketball games and coming to the hair salons and the barbershops and actually selling the garments that are now sold in Foot Locker, out the trunk, to the hairstylists and the customers that are at the barbershops and things like that. Like, so that's where it all begins. It's really just paying homage to my roots, where I came from,
Oh,
and now moving forward to, a higher quality t-shirt garment, like to the naked eye, you wouldn't notice that like that is on a organic hemp t-shirt, fabric, or something that's soft to the touch. Like it might just look like a t-shirt to you, or it might not look like, oh well, that's just a hoodie. But no, the way it falls on your body, the cut of the garment is gonna be better. Almost that, like I have a lot of people say about my new hoodies, they were like, yo, this feels like cashmere. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm.
it's all about the growth,
Right.
but at the same time, it's still the same. It's still the same thing from the beginning. It's just stepped it up a little level.
Right. You stepping it up. You started from the bottom. Now you here.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can we expect next from you? Like what's
So
the next drop?
right now, what I'm currently working on is I have my own shoe line that I'm going to be releasing coming this spring.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I've done other shoe drops via, you mentioned the Asics, the New Balance. I did a Timberland, I did a Puma. These were all vehicles that I used through Foot Locker Philly. Shout out to them up in their flagship store up in Cheltenham on
Yes.
Cedarbrook Mall up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've built a good relationship with them, but what it did was it gave me opportunity to see what type of response and what kind of customer that I have that are interested in my footwear designs. So right now for the spring, I've been working for the last, I would say, 6 to 8 months on designing my own shoe line.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Strive by Don Scott,
Right.
and the whole idea behind Strive is, you know it's kind of just mirroring, that same walk that we're talking about, from DNTN to the Scott label. It's just like strive and prosper, like just always aspire for greatness, always want more for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that keep me going, and creatively I'm trying to pour that out through design, right? So we have this shoe coming out in a few different colorways, but we're gonna do the first drop coming in the spring. This is with a company that is here in Philly. They're a manufacturing plant here in Philly. A lot of people don't know yet. They've only been around for maybe like a year and a half. It's called Garrickson Studio, and they're here in the Northeast, in the greater Northeast of Philadelphia. So I have some contacts over there. We've worked on a few different things together, but this is the one that's sticking, and this is the one that we're going with. So I'm really excited about this project and this shoe release. I got more information, but I just don't want to put it out just yet because it's part of the rollout.
Right. Well, Don,
But
where you from?
I'm from West Philly.
Okay, see, look, West Philly, born and raised, doing his thing with his own clothing line. Where can we find your clothes at in stores? I know you got the Foot Locker thing, but let them know where else they can find you on social media.
I'm on Instagram mostly at Don Scott Art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really mess with Twitter like that. Not since like 10 years ago,
Yo,
8 years
I
ago.
just got on Twitter. It's just so scary because at any moment somebody could use your tweets against you in the future.
Yeah, I used to be on there heavy, and then yeah, once Instagram, I'm like, cause I'm really visual, so I'm like, I don't need this no more. And then Facebook is like, there's markets on all of those, right? But it just moves too cryptic and too slow for me, so I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, other than that, I have a few art projects coming up, mural projects in the city. Last summer, I finished doing a 25 piece mural project in Southwest Philly on Woodland Avenue. It's
Wow.
titled it's titled Africa Town, so it spans from 61st to 66 in Woodland Avenue. If you're ever down there, get a chance to check it out. They're like these 2.5 foot high wall partitions. You can see them on the corners as you go down, down the corridor. But I designed all of them. I had an opportunity to work with an organization called Akana. Um, they were able to get funding through the city to back this project, and they contacted me as the selected artist to direct the project. I was able to hire some other artists that I've gone to art school with or work with locally from the city, and form a team to get the job done within 30 days. And we got it together.
Lit, lit. Well, good luck to you and everything you got going on. I love your brand. I love what you're doing, especially to be in the community. You said you got a new mural coming out and they're Woodland, and that's right in the heart of that's Southwest. That's Southwest near Hodges. Is that near Hodges? Have you heard about Hodges?
I know I know Kings, like the Jamaican
Yeah,
John is down there.
you got Hodges, the Wood Ice stand. So yeah, I got one question. How can I get my shirt? I need my shirt, okay?
I got you.
All right. They suck it to you, John.
Thank you.